Daughter passed away, but 8 months later, her husband moves in his new wife and tells me his rules. My daughter's laughter used to fill this house, but now it's just echoes and dust. 8 months ago, cancer stole her light, leaving me, Ellen, a 58-year-old widow, to pick up the pieces. Then, yesterday, her husband, Mark, waltzed in with his new wife and a list of rules for my home. I stood in the kitchen, stirring a pot of soup, when the doorbell rang. Mark's voice, sharp as a blade, cut through the quiet. Ellen, we're here. Let's make this quick. I opened the door to find him, all pressed suits and smug grins, next to a woman half my age, her designer heels clicking on my porch. This was Chloe, his new wife, her lips curled in a smile that didn't reach her eyes. They were moving into my house, the one I'd gifted my daughter, Sarah, and Mark when they married 5 years ago. I'd never signed it over, but Mark acted like he owned every brick. Ellen, he said, tossing a suitcase onto the floor, we need to set some ground rules. My heart thudded. Rules in my own home. I'd been letting him stay here out of pity because Sarah would have wanted me to help him grieve. But this was a slap in her memory. Chloe brushed past me, her perfume stinging my nose, and surveyed the living room like she was pricing it for sale. We'll need to redecorate, she said, not even looking at me. Sarah's taste was quaint. I gripped the photo of Sarah on the mantel, her smile frozen in time. 8 months, that's all it took for Mark to erase her. What rules, I asked, my voice low but steady. Mark pulled out a piece of paper, his eyes glinting with control. First, over no more of Sarah's things cluttering the place. Second, you stay in the guest room. Third, no interfering with our lives. I stared at him, the man my daughter loved, now a stranger dictating terms in her home. Flashback to last Christmas. Sarah, frail but radiant, laughing as she hung ornaments with Mark. Mom, he's my rock, she'd whispered, her hand in his. Now, that rock was crushing me. I wanted to scream, to throw them out, but this house was all I had left of her. Kicking them out felt like losing her again. Instead, I played along. Fine, I said, forcing a smile. Let's make it work. Mark nodded, satisfied, and Chloe smirked, already scrolling through furniture catalogs on her phone. But inside, I was burning. This wasn't just about a house. It was about Sarah, her memory, her love. I wasn't going to let them erase her. Days turned into weeks, and the house became a battlefield. Chloe tossed Sarah's paintings into the garage, replacing them with abstract art that looked like a toddler's tantrum. Mark barked orders, demanding I cook for them, clean up after them, like I was their maid. One night, I found Chloe wearing Sarah's favorite scarf, the one she'd worn in the hospital. It's just a scarf, Chloe said when I confronted her, rolling her eyes. I snatched it back, my hands trembling. It's my daughter's, I hissed. I started small acts of rebellion. I'd leave Sarah's old recipe cards on the counter, her handwriting a quiet protest. I'd play her favorite songs late at night, loud enough to annoy them. Mark would pound on my door, shouting, "Turn it off, Ellen," but I'd just hum along, feeling Sarah's presence in every note. One evening, I found a box of Sarah's journals in the attic. Her words poured out her love for Mark, her dreams, her fears as cancer took hold. One entry stopped me cold if I'm gone. Mom, don't let him forget me. Tears blurred the page. I knew then I couldn't stay silent. The next morning, I waited until Mark and Chloe were at the dining table, sipping coffee like they owned the world. I walked in, holding Sarah's journal. Mark, I said, my voice calm but ironclad. We need to talk about Sarah. He froze, his cup halfway to his mouth. Chloe scoffed, but I ignored her. This house is hers. Her love built it, and you don't get to erase that. Mark's face reddened. She's gone. Ellen, move on. I slammed the journal on the table. You move on, but not here. Not with her things, her memories, her life. I pointed to the door. Get out. Chloe laughed. A sharp, cruel sound. You can't kick us out. Mark has rights. I stepped closer, my voice dropping to a whisper. This is my house, my daughter's house, and I will fight you with everything I have. The next week was chaos. Mark hired a lawyer, claiming he deserved the house because he'd lived here with Sarah. I found a pro bono attorney, a kind woman who saw the fire in my eyes and believed in my cause. We dug into the legalities. My name was on the deed, not Mark's. He had no claim. But it wasn't just about the law. It was about Sarah. I started inviting her old friends over, filling the house with stories of her kindness, her laughter. They brought photos, mementos, and we turned the living room into a shrine to her. Mark and Chloe couldn't stand it. Every memory was a dagger to their plans. One night, I overheard them arguing. This place is a mausoleum, Chloe snapped. I'm done with her ghost. Mark muttered something about cutting losses. The next morning, they were gone, leaving behind a note. Keep your haunted house. I stood in the quiet, Sarah's scarf in my hands. The house felt alive again, her spirit in every corner. I'd won, not just the house, but her memory. I framed her favorite photo and hung it above the fireplace, her smile brighter than ever. This fight taught me something: love doesn't die, even when the person does. It's in the things we hold on to, the stories we tell, the battles we fight. Sarah's gone, but she's still here, in every crack of this house, in every beat of my heart. What do you think? Was I right to fight for my daughter's memory? Or should I have let Mark and Chloe start fresh? Share your thoughts. I want to hear them. Bento in.